When do you take responsibility for your actions?
You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never going to call you out of your name. I'm never going to say anything disrespectful to people that look like you.
I felt like as he started to talk in the beginning, he had an agenda, like to attack me. And I kept feeling some type of way, and I'm like...
Did you feel the tension in the room before he even started talking?
I felt the tension. I did. And then I said, okay, where's this going?
In order to remind everyone that Katt Williams is not the victim he attempts to portray himself as, Kevin Hart simply joined the hate campaign. Kevin claims that Katt destroyed Wanda Smith's career on his own, and he did it because he was paid to do so. He constantly accuses Kevin of caving in to the same superiors. Some old wounds that the internet never forgot about have been rekindled by the return of Wanda Smith. And now, people are calling on Katt to apologize to Wanda's family. Either that, or he's canceled once more. Will Katt ever own up to the fact that she ruined the life of another comic book character? Or, like he often does, will he place the blame elsewhere? The heat is already getting to Katt. What truly set him on fire, though, was when he abruptly went viral after expressing regret to Michael Jackson's family. The door opened again because of that apologies. Because what about Wanda Smith? If Katt was willing to acknowledge that he contributed to MJ's reputation being ruined in order to get paid, as anyone who knows Katt is aware, one of his favorite things to do is to make fun of Michael Jackson whenever he can. Imagine the surprise. Then, when Katt suddenly apologized for all of his cruel remarks about Michael Jackson, he admitted in a recent interview that he regrets ever making fun of Michael Jackson because he now understands that he was giving the upper class the opportunity to undermine the black community. He claims that he at last understood that the individuals who were writing his checks had a purpose, and that goal was to ensure that black guys were always disparaging one another. His jokes about MJ had unknowingly contributed to the realization of that goal.
I shouldn't have, honestly. Like, some of these things are the reason that the enemy decides to go ahead and let you be famous, is your ability to tear down your own kind, no matter how high they are.
However, Katt's tone was what really brought the interview home. Just regret, no smirks or quips. It just took that one interview for people to start reminding him that Wanda Smith was at the top of the long list of people he needed to apologize to. Kevin Hart intervened at that point and completely changed the course of events. There had been animosity between Kevin and Katt for years before to this. Kevin wasn't merely adding to the situation, he had been anticipating this moment. He wasn't just venting his personal frustrations this time, though. He was revealing Katt as the evil he consistently painted Kevin as. In his Club Shay Shay interview, Katt made fun of Kevin by accusing him of tap dancing for a check. As you may remember, Katt claims that if there was a significant reward, Kevin would do anything, even feeding negative prejudices about black men. He went so far as to accuse Kevin of acting as a gatekeeper, ruining the careers of dedicated and amusing comedians, while opening the door for less talented performers like Tiffany Haddish.
They tell you that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate. Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany in? Ain't he now opening it up for... Don't such and such open the gate? What do you mean ain't no gatekeepers? There's 100 gates out here. Everyone I've seen got a keeper.
But Kevin completely changed the course of events. When Katt began to get criticism following his apologies to MJ, he disclosed that, in addition to performing the same money dance for the higher-ups, Katt is destroying people's lives, which may make him even worse than whatever he has charged Kevin of. Kevin continued by calling Katt a coward for playing victim and accusing him of ruining Wanda Smith's career. Kevin believes that Katt needs to stop focusing on other people and accept responsibility for his behavior. Kevin's remarks sparked more than simply criticism. One of the darkest periods of Katt's career was reopened. All of a sudden, old footage of his notorious Wanda Smith interview was being unearthed. What's even more amazing is that you can witness live as Katt ruins Wanda during the interview. Thus, Katt's 2018 interview with Frank and Wanda in the morning was the one that made people talk. Although the interview began amicably, Katt couldn't help but make fun of Tiffany Haddish, and Wanda's choice to intervene cost her everything. Tiffany was an industry plant, according to Katt, who only signed a Netflix deal without ever going on tour. He went on to say that Tiffany's only advantages were being light-skinned and dating white males, and that she lacked any creative jokes. He then went into greater detail and began discussing how female comedians who were funnier and more diligent were frequently overlooked in favor of someone like Tiffany, who didn't even write her own material.
Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip, goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her because she want to sleep with a white man? That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. The only thing before that in the movie with me is I slept with this white man and I got a white baby. She had a white husband for the 14 years she been doing comedy, and then all of a sudden divorced him, then said he abused her, then wrote a book, then said he didn't. And then now we're at Brad Pitt. So hey.
Wanda became Katt's next victim when she stepped in to protect Tiffany. That informs you that this was more than simply a comedic feud, as Kevin Hart is now revealing. It was sabotage. Katt and Wanda's relationship was already tense. But Wanda didn't want the interview to go south, so she attempted to salvage it by joking about Katt's ability to cook for his children. Wanda was only attempting to make a lighthearted remark when Katt turned the tables on her and began to assault her. Everyone else in the studio laughed at her when he brought up her children, and even branded her a bad interviewer. Wanda made an effort to laugh it off, but it was clear that she was already feeling rather anxious and ashamed. She walked in and inquired about his previous legal troubles.
You cook? Do you cook for your kids?
Absolutely.
Tell me some of the things you cook that they are proud of. Like, Dad made some. You got the best spaghetti. You got the best steak. What do you have? Tell us what you cook.
As a father of 7 with an unlimited food budget, you can make whatever is necessary.
I
with
said
7,
what they like.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'm
I
still
said what do they
answering.
like?
Just because you're a poor interviewer doesn't mean.
I said you answer the question and just tell me.
Man, you're a
what they
strong
like.
black woman. Is it
Answer
okay
the
for me to
question.
answer?
Come on.
You keep interrupting the answer. Everyone can hear it. It sounds like you like me a little bit. It's starting to bleed over the airwaves.
It is.
Oh, really?
I want to let
Come
everybody
on.
know that Wanda got some lipstick on right now with enough glitter for the 4th of July 2020.
That's right.
Wanda knows she
What?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you
Well,
didn't.
that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
wait.
Your boys, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey,
they
right now,
love-
look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water?
Shut up.
That's the only step in broccoli. Heat
Simmer.
up water.
Whatever.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you
whatever,
burn
hater.
broccoli? You
Whatever,
can't burn it because it's made in a pot of water.
You don't know nothing about.
You know what her second meal they love from her? What I do with corn.
Even making fun of his hair, since Katt had allowed the conversation to turn into a roast. After Wanda said those things, you could use a pair of scissors to break the tension in the room. However, Katt spun it around once more and persisted in assaulting her.
Didn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
Yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has
Calm
$12 worth
down.
of jewelry on. No.
No, $12.
No. That all is available.
$12,
If you want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to
don't
Sit Go.
shade.
The goal of the brief 20-minute conversation was to discuss Katt Williams' career. Rather, it turned into one of the most viewed clips on V103. It's reasonable to say that Wanda Smith's career never recovered from that incident, but for all the wrong reasons. She was dubbed harsh and mean-spirited and was branded as the bad interviewer. Even after her death, people only remembered her as the woman who was roasted by Katt Williams because it was that awful. Long Twitter threads criticizing Wanda were being created by people and went viral. Comments such as "no one has anything nice to say about her," and "she will always be remembered for that" dragging were exploding on Reddit forums. With all due respect to the deceased, Wanda Smith was a huge. Many folks were relieved that she had received what was due to her. According to local discussions from when it first occurred, she appeared on air, and she has treated me personally. Although I'm not really glad she passed away, I detest the way people are now attempting to portray her as Mother Teresa. How insane must it be to accomplish so much in your profession, and accomplish so much in your lifetime, only to die and be regarded as a cruel interviewer because Katt Williams said so? The strange thing is that if it had only been the comments, it probably wouldn't have been that horrible, but it wasn't. Wanda had to come out and give her version of events, and she admitted that the interview made her feel very uneasy. Katt persisted even after she expressed her desire to not pursue their relationship that far. She was forced to confront him on his level at some point.
You know, I was excited to really have him in this studio, to be honest with you. And I felt like as he started to talk in the beginning, he had an agenda, like to attack me. And I kept feeling some type of way. And I'm like,
did you feel the tension in the room before he even started talking?
I felt the tension. I did. Just because of the respect that I have for him. When he started coming at me, it kind of threw me off. So I didn't know how to retaliate or how to come back, because that's not how I wanted to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him like that. I didn't want to go back and forth with him, like, because of the respect. So when it kept going on and on and on, as a person that has integrity, I had to say something back. And I didn't want to, because my focus, Frank, in Atlanta was because God had just blessed me with this folder right here to go to the Nicholas house when I got off air, was to go help these homeless women. So my mind wasn't on being disrespectful and in a bad place. I just wasn't in a bad place. So I did not want to go back and forth with Katt Williams like that. That bothered me so bad. That really bothered me. So that's why I never said, people were like, why you didn't go back? Why you didn't? Because I know my mouth. I could have said some really ugly, foul things, but I didn't want to talk to him like that. I did not. It was a respect thing.
Her career was not saved by her explanation. She was eventually let off from her job at V103. By then, however, she had not only lost her job, she had been branded. The situation in the parking lot of the Atlanta Comedy Theater soon escalated from bad to dangerous. Kevin Hart cites this exact episode as evidence that Katt was operating in concert with others and carrying out orders to permanently end Wanda's career. According to the official narrative, Katt and his companion had to escape for their life after Wanda's husband unexpectedly pulled a gun on them during a furious altercation, but that tale didn't add up, and it was finally revealed to be just another ruse to further damage Wanda's reputation and paint her as the villain. Wanda claims that Katt initiated the argument and that her husband was merely attempting to protect her. It is also said that he had no intention of pointing a gun at Katt. All he did was pick up the gun after it fell during the altercation. It became even more obvious that someone was purposefully attempting to distort the facts to portray Wanda and her husband as unstable. Once the video from this confrontation was made public, since no portion of the previous debate was captured in the video, the way it's cut, it appears as though Wanda's husband set up an ambush for Katt with the intention of hurting him. Katt never even cooperated with the police after that incident. Wanda's name was left in the dust. The inquiry died, and he disappeared. When Katt eventually made the decision to address the Wanda incident in 2024, years later, he chose to play the victim card rather than take responsibility. According to Katt, something Wanda said before the interview even began caused it to go badly that day. He claimed that Wanda had vowed not to discuss his children or his incarceration.
It wasn't just that part. It was the fact that before I go in there, she has a conversation about, okay, now, I just want to talk to you because you just won an Emmy for the city of Atlanta, and this is in Atlanta, and they just want to hear about the Emmy and hear from you and to thank you for what you did putting the city on. Right. And we won't talk about your kids. We won't talk about jail, no cases. We ain't going to talk about none of that. Right. And immediately gets in there and goes the opposite way. You can't flip up on me because you're an inferior comedian. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm never going to call you out of your name. I'm never going to say anything disrespectful to people that look like you. It's a very thin line I gotta call.
But that the minute things became uncomfortable, she would turn around and do so. He carefully omitted the fact that she repeatedly attempted to steer the conversation back to a neutral topic, and that he was the one who took it too far. But he persisted. Katt also mentioned that Wanda's husband attempted to kill him, but he didn't put it that way. He claimed that because he was portraying himself as the comedy industry's messiah, they intended to kill him. He said that throughout the fight with Wanda's husband, he was afraid for his life. How come he never cooperated with the police though, if he was? He even accused her of trying to call him gay, which led to her termination.
But this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled. Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory. So why are you trying to shame me with something in a community I don't even belong in? There's no gay people saying I belong over there or been over there. But I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you? I just know that it was a setup. Right. And remember, they tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes. With a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, It's two comedians. What do you mean? And the world was okay with it because it was me. Had that happened to anyone else, the world went crazy when Will smacked Chris. This is a person pulling a whole gun on a comedian in the confines of their job. It's really a weird situation.
You would assume Wanda was the bad guy if you only heard Katt's version of the story. In actuality, however, Katt was the one with the shovel, and her career was already being buried in real time. Kevin Hart had a lot of smoke for Katt Williams because of this. Ironically, Katt spent his professional life criticizing others for mistreating their coworkers. But when it suited him, he did the same to Wanda. Last year, Kevin even attacked Katt on Twitter, telling him to stop harboring hatred. When asked about Katt in his interview with The Breakfast Club, Kevin didn't mince words. According to him, Katt likes to act superior to others and blame them for his troubles. But in actuality, he is not.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy. Yeah. You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You off promo shoots. You off your promo trips that they had set up for you. He chose you.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
Furthermore, a lot of people are now viewing the interview in a different light and have been criticizing Katt for how he handled it. It was best expressed in a Reddit post that received numerous upvote. Katt Williams harassed Wanda, they said, and that was accepted because he was a comic. This was not a comedy sketch, however, and she was the only one who paid the price for his rudeness. Oh, he's a comic, and she ought to learn to take a joke, everyone says. However, they would have felt guilty as well if they had been in her position. However, Katt has remained silent in spite of everyone's calls for him to apologize to Wanda Smith's family. Nothing, no posts, no statements, nothing but quiet, and everyone is on edge because of that. Because Katt's silence is more than simply guilt if he actually stole money to destroy Wanda's career. It's defense. The same individuals who ensured Wanda's name never recovered are protected.